says. So this contradiction, of course, underlies much of U.S. history and many historical sites in the United States. One recent example that I found just trolling the internet was historians who had researched the location and floor plan of George Washington's house in Philadelphia, where he lived as the first president of the United States. This was, of course, in the 1790s. And they found actually the sleeping quarters, the room in which the slaves that the domestic slaves that Washington owned and used. They found the sleeping quarters of those slaves, and they took a map of that from that period and superimposed it over a map of present-day Philadelphia. And what they discovered was that the domestic slaves' sleeping quarters were located on the very spot that is now the entrance to the Liberty Bell Center in Independence Mall. So obviously this is a contradiction that haunts us in many, many ways. So my theme today is the role that memorialization can or should play in the process of historical reckoning. It's easy enough, I think, to point to what should not be done. We should not erect monuments like this, which was erected in the end of the so-called Reconstruction period, the Freedmen's Memorial, a monument that was supposed to be about racial uplift, but instead freezes its downtrodden black freemen forever in a position of subordination to the great white hero, obviously Lincoln. And the problem is not only that this image is historical nonsense, but it's nonsense that is fixed forever. So the monument presents a frozen gesture that never evolves and becomes increasingly problematic as the society around it changes. A monument that was supposed to announce the end of slavery actually perpetuates the old social relations that are inherent within slavery. So maybe lesson number one then here is to beware of memorials that seek closure. And this was one of the themes that our introduction raised, the theme of closure. Monuments like these cannot begin to reckon constructively with slavery as a still living force which endures in racial, social relations that continue to warp society long after the legal forms of slavery have been abolished.